Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh being the true name for your Father, Yahushai being named for his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elders of great millstone that taught us the truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopefully like pushing this truth and honesty and sincerity. This is Willie Osop, coaching the lesson to the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. This lessons to the spirit. I stumbled across this this photo here. Really early this morning. Kind of woke up out the blue, a little bit restless, and thought it was kind of funny, but it's 100% truth. This is really how it was supposed to always been, and how it was in the ancient world in the scriptures. And it's the caption on it says, "Let's normalize this." Okay, and this will be the new normal permanently. Very soon, starting basically this year, man, women will begin to be in this mindset and this mentality, and I was gonna probably wait to do the lesson on this a little bit later in the day when I had some more time to meditate on it, but the Lord had it where I got woken up. My dog was outside and he kind of barked. First I got a text message, and then my dog barked, and he normally does it in the morning. He might kind of, chill out until a certain time after a few hours out of being out there. And I was like, all right, rolled over, see what hit me up. And it was a woman that I've known basically since childhood, and asking and inquiring, what to do, and wants to have me teach her or show her how to prepare for what's getting ready to come. So, long story short, basically wants me to go to the store or whatever and point out some things that she can get for emergencies as time to come. And like I said, this woman I've known for a long time. Okay, and we go way back, and all of a sudden, I'm getting the text. Okay, and what inspires this is the fear of what's happening, because the United States has struck Iran, and they're saying any day now, any moment, those sleeper cells in the United States is going to be activated, and you're going to have all these cities that could possibly get hit, and they just closed the Strait of Hormuz. So this means that gas is about to go up $8 to $10 per gallon or more, and that's going to affect transportation and truckers' profits or ability to pay to get goods moved throughout the United States to stores. So that means the cost of everything at the store is about to go up. Shelves are about to be empty, and people are scared. They're stocking up. So water is going to be low. The mindset of everyone now is all of a sudden rushing to prepare. So on top of that, Eve is losing her backup, the person that had her back, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's stripping away the benefits, and they're feeling lonely right now. Okay, men are fed up with them. They're not, catcalling them no more. Nobody's simping for them as hard, and the Red Pill movement is huge. So men are done. We're done pursuing you. Men are just not pursuing women like that. They're not going out to the clubs anymore and just getting, turned down. They're not bothering asking for numbers. They don't even care about taking you to dinner and all that shit. Everybody just kind of focus on their peace and building themselves and just happier being by themselves. And then so many marriages have been failed. Women have divorced men, up to the point to where 90% of women have basically divorced the men that they're with or broke up with them to go running to all these options that's been thrown at them. And they trusted in the system, they trusted in Section 8, they trusted in all this other stuff and all this attention, and it's completely destroyed their mindset, mainly the Israelite woman. So now this mentality is going to be forced. The tables are turning to the way that it was supposed to be, man. And after getting that text, I was like, man, that's confirmation. I seen this number, And was already meditating on, hey, these women about to start coming, man. They're about to start coming for help real soon, and really it'd be out of desperation. So you got to be careful, be careful and be cautious, because this individual that hit me up, she's about to get a stern rebuke because this woman has actually stumbled across the camp when me and the Akim have been prophesying, at least on 2 or 3 occasions, walking and shopping with her mom, and seeing us out there, man. And this was at like different spots. So, like, brothers, just know these women know what you're about, and they've been watching, man. And I haven't communicated with her since probably like 2008 or 9, man. Is the last time we talked on any kind of level in hopes to try to pursue something. So, of all these years, following each other, now it's the time to decide. The fear's kicking in. Let's get with a man of the Lord, and that spirit is beginning to flow through all these women out here, whether they Israelite women or not. They're gonna see, man. Men are becoming, or the shift is becoming to men are the prize. Women are no longer, the thing that everybody just wants. Nobody's crazy about going out and trying to get with a woman that has this fantastic body or anything, man. And then she's number 2, man. There was another woman that I, had dealt with a few months ago. All of a sudden, she's looking. Why? Because they see that the words that we've been speaking and saying are true. And those women that have been bullshitting, man, this whole time, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man, you're gonna get a boot right down your fucking mouth, man. You ain't getting a ride down your mouth like you used to. You're getting a fucking boot down your goddamn throat. Because a lot of y'all fucking betrayed us. You looked down upon us. You looked at us as less of men because we didn't have a worldly status about us. You're so focused on picking and choosing and having a certain roster. And you had all these damn high-ass expectations. Now shit's getting ready to hit the fan. Y'all want to come around. Hey, I'm going to tell you straight up, if the Lord don't want you around us, He going to move you away from us, man. And we're going to have the spirit to discern if you full of shit or not. Okay, the Lord is going to give brothers that discernment. And we have that discernment to know if you a piece of shit and you got ill intentions, man. So this lesson is coming out there, man. For those of you women that are truly sincere, hey, bust a move, man. It's time for you to shoot your shot. And I just did a lesson the other day, a few days ago, on the same topic. This woman talking about, hey, they need to make men work for it. Women need to stop having a roster, but need to make men work for it. No, you guys are not the prize. This is what's supposed to have been happening. It's just what you see on this picture here. You submission. This is the visualization perfectly of what submission is. A man was never supposed to get down on one knee for you and submit to you and ask you and beg you for your loyalty. Y'all need to read the book of Ruth, man. And through the Spirit, we'll get that out, some passages, so you know. So if you want to, we get on you women all the time how you need a man of the Lord, man. You need a man of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We get on you all the time about that. Well, a lot of this lesson, which y'all been wondering, what do I do to get a man of the Lord? Well, here you go, man. Here's a lesson on what you need to do. Shoot your shot. All right? You get out on one knee and you ask him for marriage. Because this is what it's supposed to always been, damn it. All right? So we're gonna get into it, man. Let's get some scriptures. This is Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay? And make a man more precious. You women, no, man. Unless you a virtuous woman, the scriptures talk about how your price is far above rubies. He that find a virtuous woman. But that's the only count on scriptures where it refers to that, man. And those women are a dime in a dozen, extremely rare. And they're not seen because They're purposely not seen because they're purposely looking to be discreet. They're in order the way they're supposed to be. And y'all women will be blessed. The Lord will pair you up with the man of the Lord if you don't already have one. But the prize is the man. Okay? We are directly underneath Yahweh Shai, specifically the prophets. The prophets out there teaching, laboring at the highways and hedges, the believers and the supporters of those ministry. That's the 1/3 and the 144,000, the hopeful elect. Those are the men that the scripture's talking about is going to be more precious than fine gold. What proves it right here is Ecclesiasticus 2:5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So specific men. Men that are going through adversity. Men that ain't always been rich, man. That's been struggling, but always been holding on to a job. You know, doing the best he can to keep his family together. Taking care of, his family, his seeds. Providing the best that he can with what little money he does get. That's those men that be going through adversity. Okay? Not the doctors and lawyers that, had to join fraternities and did a bunch of shit in college to make it and don't even serve the Lord and don't even read the scripture, don't even have a Bible in their house and don't call upon the name of Yahweh Shai. Those are not men. Those are not the acceptable men in furnace of adversity. They gave themselves to the world. They made it. A lot of them joined these damn fraternities and shit and went through all this homo hazing and really sold out to get the riches that they got. Because it's about the connections, not just the education and shit that you get. You gotta rub elbows with some people. And a lot of those men they don't have a filter what type of people they choose. It's whatever's gonna get them the most money. And they forsake the Lord. So those are not the acceptable men that's found in that furnace of adversity. This is Isaiah 32:2 says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Okay, a man is going to be that protection from the tempest. Okay, you know what tempest is? It's a storm. And it says, as rivers of water in a dry place. So this is going to provide you life to quench the thirst when you're dying of thirst. A shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So in a weary land where the sun is just beaming on you, cooking you, a man is that shadow to cool you off. A man is going to be all these things. It does not say a woman. So the whole mindset needs to be flipped of what these women got. That a man needs to catcall you, whistle at you. Hey, come here, girl. Hey, can I get your number? Hey, that whole phrase, can I get your number, is never coming out my mouth fucking again, man. The spirit, man. Unless brothers is turned up, we might be going out somewhere and, she really going and just presenting herself like that. She's really into me. Then maybe in the midst of conversation, it might come up. But I done got to the place now, I'm through even talking to women like that. They come to me. And that's a spirit, because the mindset I've always had when thinking like that, that's been the best chances of getting a woman, whether she end up being a concubine or a wife. But the man is the prize, is the point, not you. No more are we going to be offering to, take you out on dates. You take us out. You offer to come get us. Because the man is the one that's going to provide all these things within the scriptures. And what benefit do we have in being dealing with you? We're at the point now, right, where men, hey, I'm not even looking for a woman like that, man. If she happened to throw herself at my feet, then cool, but we're not looking. We focus on getting ready for this shit that's getting ready to hit. The last thing we need is somebody, weighing us down or being a liability in a time when you got bullets flying past you and you got a motherfucker just sitting there on the ground, rolling around, screaming and crying. We don't have time for that shit. Especially if we got seeds to protect and brothers and Akims to protect. You know, the brothers are not focused right now on getting a woman, period. Like, we don't care. We're at the point now, we get the urge and we have needs that need to be met. We'll deal with a concubine. And that's if they going, and that's if it's easy. If it's some bullshit we gotta run game on and text back and forth and all that, we ain't doing it, man. Hey, World War III done hit. We there. This shit done hit, man. And any day now, the United States is gonna feel the pain. They're gonna get hit. Any day now. And now these women can see it. And they get nervous. The ones that's not overly distracted in what's going on in the world, the ones that's kind of actually watching news here and there, they can see it and they can feel that something bad is coming and that they need protection. They know what the fuck going on, man. You played around too long, and a lot of y'all women, you actually hit the lottery and you got with men of the Lord. And what'd you do? You trashed it. You sabotaged that connection. You sabotaged that connection to go back into the world and pursue worldly men and go back to your rosters. So the Lord is gonna bring the judgment and the horror that's coming worse upon you more than any other woman that's gonna get it. Those are for the women that had us, man. And you chose to fuck off and fuck on another man. You got it coming. You're not gonna have an easy death. You got torture coming. Okay, so hey, it's that time, man. But you know, brothers, don't even be focused on these women right now. You know, this is just putting the message out there, because there will be women that's going to be paired up with brothers, man. And it says it right here, Isaiah 4:1. This is in the NLT. It says, "In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, 'Let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids.'" Okay, so Isaiah 4:1 is done basically started happening now that this war is kicked off. The mentality is, the mental is started. It's beginning to build up. It ain't all the way there, but now it's beginning to build up. It's going to hit like a train as soon as the United States gets attacked. As soon as this place gets attacked, these prices skyrocket and these shells get empty, and their fucking belly buttons begin to hit their damn back from hunger. That's when you're gonna start seeing this. That's when you literally will have women pop up. If they still know where you live at and they have your address, don't be surprised if they literally pop up knocking at your door, scared and tears, water flowing. And just know, hey, if it's a woman you dealt with and she broke it off with you, and be prepared to give it a fucking Spartan kick. You know, like that movie 300. You know, he did that Spartan kick. The messenger came and he said, hey, the Persians coming to basically attack the Spartans. And he said, they're going to invade, we're going to war. He Spartan kicked his ass down that fucking pit. You got to be prepared to do these women like that. Why? Because it ain't them coming to you. It ain't fucking genuine. Especially if you dealt with them. If you dealt with them, that shit ain't genuine if they coming back all of a sudden. Because they should have had the mindset to know what you was about, who you are, and had the personality. What's the word I'm looking for? The integrity to stay by your side and not leave you through the furnace of adversity that you've been going through since you've been in this truth. But since we in this truth, we've been through furnace of adversity. So the struggle is real when trying to maintain, a woman and dealing with her when you know this truth. A lot of these women, they can't handle it. They pack their bags and they bounce, and they chose to accept the enticing feelings of Satan over being with a righteous man. So now when shit is the fan, hey, they just, in their mind, always treated you as a backup plan. You're the backup plan that you can come back to. Just in case it didn't work out with her idea of what she thought that everything you said wasn't going to happen, you in her mind has always been the backup plan. That means you were never looked at as gold. Which means if shit is the fan, you take that woman back and she's with you, she's going to sell you out If the troops come approach her and say, where is he at? Where's your man? We'll save your life if you let us go kill him. She'll point right at you. Because you was never important in the first place. So kick rocks, man. Kick her out your fucking steps. Bye. You can't come back. But for the sincere women that is going to fulfill this prophecy, that actually are going to be pair bonded with some brothers, you know, not all brothers, man. Some brothers might just choose not to deal with women at all, you know, because it's too much of a risk having a woman with you when trying to survive. But some will be paired up, you know. So this lesson is going to go into women, what the fuck you need to do to get a man. Hey, shoot your shot. Now it's time to shoot your shot now before shit hits the fan. If you're trying to shoot your shot when bullets is already flying and bombs is going off, we're not going to have, no man is going to want to have time to deal with you. What can you provide for us in the times of survival? What can you do? You can't do shit but scream and get us caught. And we don't want to deal with that. Or make a bigger target for us because you're going to have these other troops, these soldiers, they're going to want to grape you. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 13 in the NLT again. Start at verse 15. Anyone who is captured will be cut down, run through with a sword. Their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked, and their wives will be, you see right here, read it, graped. I'm not going to say the regular word, graped. Okay? It says, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribed with gold. So these nations are being stirred up. Russia's being stirred up against Babylon the Great. Iran's being stirred up. So when them troops come over here, this is what they're going to be doing. Capturing, and this is what they're going to do to women. So do you see the importance of having a man? Does it sound like this is a time period where you think a man going to get out on a knee to you when all this shit is going on? Does it sound like a time period when a man's going to ask you and beg you to allow him to take you to dinner? No, man. That shit ain't coming. That shit is dead. Does it sound like a time period where a man's going to accept being called a bitch ass nigga and being spat in his face? And you trying to take the kids away from him and put them on child support? Does it sound like this is a time period where that shit that man's going to deal with and put up with? Hell no. These men are about to get very, very physical with you women, and not in a seductive way that you're going to like. A lot of you women, you're going to be put to death. And these men getting out of jail too, they're going to be breaking out. Guess what? Them missiles, these other nations, when they hit, that's going to be hitting the side of these damn jailhouses. These inmates going to be getting freed. And they headhunting a lot of women that got them put in there. Because most of the women that's in jail is over shit that done fell out with their woman. So they coming for y'all. Y'all in trouble. Y'all in big trouble, man. Now let's get into the scriptures as far as the order. You see the photo of a woman bowing down to a knee to that man. She's proposing to him. Well, let's get to the count of this basically in the book of Ruth. The mindset, the mentality, the things that you women need to do to get a man of the Lord. Okay? To get a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, one of these prophets, you got to shoot your shot. All right? You got to come in a way where you're submissive and you're humble. I'm giving you gems, man. We ain't even got to do this. But the Spirit is going to put it on women, the righteous woman, to be in this manner anyway. But this is the book of Ruth in the NLT chapter 2 verse 1. It says, now there was a wealthy and influential man in Bethlehem named Boaz, who was a relative of Naomi's husband, Elimelech. One day, Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, let me go out into the harvest fields to pick up the stalks of grain left behind, anyone who is kind enough to let me do it. Naomi replied, all right, my daughter, go ahead. So Ruth went out to gather grain behind the harvesters. As it has happened, she found herself working in a field that belonged to Boaz, the relative of her father-in-law, Elimelech. Okay, so here's the a point right here. Whose field was it that she began working? Boaz. All right. The eye on the prize right now is Boaz. Did he need to come to her to take her to dinner and take her out. No, she came to him, his property, and started working for him. Meaning, work, modern day, whatever that man got going on in his household, you supposed to come to him and you help him with his shit. Him not coming to help you and save you out of your situation and help you with all your damn kids. You come help him. You start serving him first. Okay? It says, while she was there, Boaz arrived from Bethlehem and greeted the harvesters. The Lord be with you, he said. Yahweh bless you. The harvesters replied. Then Boaz asked his foreman, who is that young woman over there? Who does she belong to? So that's how, right here, this is how you're going to get a man of the Lord's attention. You got to start serving them, man. Like some brothers like myself, we got businesses, and whatever business that man got going on, you're going to catch that attention. What are you doing to help him with that business? All right, we're dropping gems, man. Any of you women that potentially like women, they ain't got no man, and you've been watching brothers, you need to stop playing this damn roster game with the brothers, and you better start shooting your shot. I'm giving you a gem right here on how to do it. All right, it says, he asked, who is that young woman over there? Who does she belong to? And the foreman replied, she is the young woman from Moab who came back with Naomi. She asked me this morning if she could gather grain behind the harvesters. She has been hard at work ever since, except for a few minutes rest in the shelter. So she came and she's working hard, man. She in the field. That's farm work, man. That's a lot of labor. I got a garden and shit in my backyard. I be basically on my farm shit. Got chickens and stuff. And that's a workout. That shit'll wear you out, especially in the heat of summer. It ain't no joke. Tilling the earth and shit. So she's working. Boaz went over and said to Ruth, listen, my daughter, stay right here with us when you gather grain. Don't go to any other fields. Stay right behind the young women working in my field. See which part of the field they are harvesting and then follow them. I have warned the young men not to treat you roughly, and when you are thirsty, help yourself to the water they have drawn from the well. So again, a man begins to start treating you the way you like. You like, some of y'all women like them to have a little bit of a softness towards you and be kind to you. It says Ruth fell at his feet. Wow. Basically bowing down to him. That's a level of submission, man. A lot of y'all women wouldn't dare come get on your feet to us unless you wouldn't fall down on your feet to us unless you're doing something strange in the room, in the bedroom. That's the only time. It says Ruth fell at his feet and thanked him warmly. What have I done to deserve such kindness? She asked. I am only a foreigner. All right, so this woman, for you women that get mad at us dealing with white women, the snow, this woman was a foreigner such as that, but she was a Asian woman or quote unquote Chinese woman. It says Moab. Moab is a Chinese. So I know you black women be mad to hear that, but guess what? It doesn't matter. A man can pick and choose. A king can have any of the nations as an Israelite. We're not in sin for that. Okay? It says, verse 11, it says, yes, I know, Boaz replied, but I also know about everything you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. Right, so this woman was kind to her mother-in-law. I done dealt with a woman that was opposite to her mother-in-law. My mother was not good at all. A lot of y'all black women, you so damn contentious and fighting. You want to try to get into it with our mothers because you jealous. Because that mom can see right through you and see your bullshit. So you want to fight them and argue with them and shit. And you get into all sorts of drama, create drama with families, get to fighting and arguing. I just seen a post the other day. I think some two of them got into it so bad in some family they end up killing each other or something like that. That ain't the spirit you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to accept your mother-in-law as your own mother. Even more. Okay? It says, I also know about everything you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. I have heard how you left your father and mother and your own land to live here among complete strangers. May the Lord Yahweh of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge, reward you fully for what you have done. I hope to continue to please you, sir, she replied. You have comforted me by speaking so kindly to me, even though I am not one of your workers. At mealtime, Boaz called to her, come over here and help yourself to some food. You can dip your bread in the sour wine. So she sat with his harvesters, and Boaz gave her some roasted grain to eat. She ate all she wanted and still had some left over. So he started taking care of her, man. Scriptures say her food, her raiment shall he not diminish. So you see how she's already starting to get blessed. From where did it start? She started by serving him. The word woman goes into the word servant. Okay, let's get another scripture here. This is Genesis 2:18. And Yahweh said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. So this goes into his mindset, and the whole purpose of your creation is to make sure that man is not alone, you're by his side, and to be a help unto him. That's your purpose. So if you ain't fulfilling that and you think he's supposed to come to you first and help you, you're in the wrong mindset. Now the help is naturally going to come. He's going to take care of what's his after he achieves that. Of course, he's going to make sure you're fed, you have shelter, you have food over your head, all that stuff. And he's going to do the best he can to make sure that happens. But initially, you're supposed to be the one to come to be a helpmeet unto him. You get under his program. You don't go and leave him and go start your own business and get mad at him that he says he don't approve of what type of job you got going on. And you kick rocks and tear apart the family because he don't approve of your career goals. And you call him controlling and bounce, and then they go bounce on somebody else's ride and submit to their authority. That's adultery, man. And the Lord ain't dealing with that spirit, and he's killing it. He's killing it. All right, now going back into the book of Ruth. Now we at chapter 3. We jumped to chapter 3 and paid close attention on what she does. All right, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, one day Naomi said to Ruth, my daughter, it's time that I found a permanent home for you so that you will be provided for. Boaz is a close relative of ours, and he's been very kind by letting you gather the grain with this young woman tonight. He will be winnowing barley at the threshing floor. Now do as I tell you. Take a bath and put on perfume and dress in your nicest clothes. Then go to the threshing floor, but don't let Boaz see you until he has finished eating and drinking. Be sure to notice where he lies down. Then go and uncover his feet and lie down there. He will tell you what to do. So she said, hey, get dressed, get yourself together, prep yourself. Women they go in to clean up. Hey, you're supposed to be bathing in nice, fine oils and stuff. She got herself well prepared for him, man. She put on a nice outfit for him, smelling good, clean. And then did she go require him to, hey, you going to take me to dinner? Hey, you going to take me to movies? Hey, where you taking me? No, she went to his crib and straight up while he was asleep, got in his bed at his feet. This is what y'all supposed to do when it comes to a man of the Lord. You see the men at the highways and hedges prophesying, laboring, man? You come to them. Okay? It says, so she went down to the threshing floor at night and followed instructions of her mother-in-law. And that's another thing. You're supposed to have a woman in your corner telling you the right things to do. Not bitches and girlfriends in your corner telling you, girl, you can lead that man. You can do better than him. You look good. XYZ so-and-so. Tyrone over there, he said he'd get with you, girl. Look at him. He big, he tall. I bet he got a big rat. All this other shit, man. Toxic ass friends that want to see you single like them and talk you out of a good relationship and tell you, hey, you in heaven if you single. Run the club with them, right? Pick and choose with them. And then they get with a guy, all of a sudden they ain't on that shit no more. You left by yourself and the cycle continues. Then you talk them out of their shit. That's not what you're supposed to have. You're supposed to have an aged woman in your corner. An elderly woman, a God-fearing woman. that can give you good sound advice, not wicked advice. It says, after Boaz had finished eating and drinking and was in good spirits, he lay down at the far end of the pile of grain and went to sleep. Then Ruth came quietly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Around midnight, Boaz suddenly woke up and turned over. He was surprised to find a woman lying at his feet. So she's laying down to sleep with him. He woke up like, whoa, what in the world? He said, who are you? He asked. I am your servant, Ruth, she replied. Spread the corner of your covering over me, for you are my family redeemer. So she was basically ready to give him the box. She's ready to fuck him, man. Right then, right there. Ain't no bullshit, no spitting game, none of that. You women need to recognize when you got a real man in front of you, a good man, ain't no bullshitting, man. You're going to have to be bold. You're going to have to be bold to get with these men because we don't have time. We're not looking for you no more. He wasn't looking for her. Look, he worked his ass so damn hard, he fell asleep on the damn threshing floor by the grain. And it didn't matter where he was at or how he smelled, if he was probably dirty or whatever. She still wanted him. That's a virtuous woman. When she recognizes a good thing, she goes after it. Verse 10 says, the Lord bless you, my daughter, Boaz exclaimed. You are showing even more family loyalty now than you did before, for you have not gone after a younger man, whether rich or poor. Whoo! So she was fine. She could have run the chase what Kevin Samuels will refer to as a high value man, because he had that all mixed up with what a real high value man is. A real high value man is a man of the Lord. Okay? And he had a lot of good points about how y'all's expectations and mentality is fucked up. But he didn't have it right on what the real high value man was. It's a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So yeah, she could have got somebody her age. You know, Boaz is probably a little older. You know, she could have got somebody, you know, probably more physically fit, maybe taller than him. You know, however it be, rich or poor. It says, now don't worry about a thing, my daughter. I will do what is necessary, for everyone in town knows you are a virtuous woman. But while it's true that I am one of your family redeemers, there is another man who is more closely related to you than I am. So he had another relative that basically the hierarchy should have went to him first before Boaz. Okay? It says, stay here tonight, and in the morning I will talk to him. If he is willing to redeem you, very well, let him marry you. But if he's not willing, then as surely as the Lord lives, I will redeem you myself. Now lie down here until morning. So there you have it, man. Okay? So she waited, and he did what he had to do, you know, to go and arrange it to make sure he had everything done in order, so he wasn't jumping over nobody. You know? It says, verse 16, when Ruth went back to her mother-in-law, Naomi asked, what happened, my daughter? Ruth told Naomi everything Boaz had done for her. And she added, he gave me these 6 scoops of barley and said, don't go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed. So, you know, so he basically gave her some food. That's barley, man. It's equivalent to modern day. A man might be taking you out to dinner. Okay? Then Naomi said to her, just be patient, my daughter, until we hear what happens. The man won't rest until he has settled things today. You see? Let's see what happens next. All right, here we go. Here's the point right here. How it is. This also proves marriage in this scripture, man. This is the book of Ruth, chapter 4. All right. I'll start at verse 5. It says, then Boaz told him, of course, your purchase of the land from Naomi also requires that you marry Ruth, the Moabite widow, that she can have children who will carry on her husband's name and keep the land in the family. Then I can't redeem it, the family redeemer replied, because this might endanger my own estate. You redeem the land, I cannot do it. Now in those days it was custom in Israel for everyone transferring a right of purchase to remove his sandal and hand it to the other party. This publicly validated the transaction. So the other family redeemer drew off his sandal as he said to Boaz, "You buy the land." Then Boaz said to the elders and to the crowd standing around, "You are witness that today I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, Kilion, and Mahlon, and with the land I have acquired Ruth, the Moabite widow of Mahlon, to be my wife. This way she can have a son to carry on the family name of her dead husband, and to inherit the family property here in his hometown. You are all witness today." And by the way, they traveled a great distance, miles, to come and do this. Naomi and Ruth did. Okay, they came to him. All right. And verse 11 says, "Then the elders and all the people standing in the gate replied, 'We are witness. May Yahweh make this woman who is coming into our home like Rachel and Leah, from whom all the nation of Israel descended. May you prosper in Ephrath and be famous in Bethlehem. And may Yahweh give you descendants by this young woman who will be like unto those of our ancestors Perez, the son of Tamar, and Judah.'" So Boaz took Ruth into his home, and she became his wife. Was there an ordained minister? Did it say that? Was there a government, judge in there lawfully pronouncing them husband and wife? What happened? Let's read that again. "So Boaz took Ruth into his home, and she became his wife. When he slept with her, the Lord enabled her to become pregnant, and she birthed to a son." There you have it. The act of sex, women, is marriage. Quit coming up here talking about, "I want to be married," and expecting a man to go get you a ring and go have a big ass extravagant wedding, hire ordained minister to lawfully pronounce you husband and wife. That's bullshit. That is not marriage according to the Lord. According to the Lord, the act of sex is marriage. I'll read that again. "When he slept with her, the Lord enabled her to become pregnant, and she birthed a son." So when he slept with her, she became his wife. He took her in a house, and he had sex with her. That's the act of marriage. Okay? It says, "Then the women of town said to Naomi, 'Praise Yahweh, who has now provided a redeemer for your family. May this child be famous in Israel. May he restore your youth and care for you in your old age. For he is the son of your daughter-in-law who loves you and has been better to you than sons.'" Okay? So later on, that child says, she named him Obed. He became the father of Jesse and the grandfather of David. So King David came out of that union. And you know who came out of King David? King Solomon. And going on further, all the way down to the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahushua. So this is the reward for a woman being virtuous and doing the right thing, not thinking that a man is supposed to bow down to her. Hey, through her loins, through dealing with that man, Boaz, she was blessed to where the son of the Most High eventually came out of, man. Yahushua came out of this line. So this is the great, 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 great grandmother of Yahushua. Let that sink in, man. And how did that happen? She went to him. Another account of sex equals marriage. Genesis 24:67. "And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death." Again, the same thing, man. And this birthed all the 12 tribes of Israel. All the 12 tribes of Israel, including Judah, came out of here. So there you have it, man. Act of sex equals marriage. Even symbolic wise, modern day. This is another example. Just as Boaz, he gave her some barley, basically paid for her with that barley, and he, bought her ex-husband's estate, that she was working on. Okay, and he he became to her, you know. So man, modern day, basically he purchased you at that point. You start serving him, and you might say, hey, look, I'm gonna take you out to dinner. And here's the account right here, Hosea 3:1. Then said Yahweh unto me, go yet love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of Yahweh toward the children of Israel. It says, go yet love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of Yahweh toward the children of Israel, who took to other gods and loved flagons of wine. So I brought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for a homer of barley, and for a half homer of barley. You know what this is? Barley is food. Okay, so he took some money, and he basically bought food for her. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man, so will I also be for thee. So there you have it. Okay? So she's supposed to, hey, be committed. Right there, he's asking for commitment. Okay, and this whole interaction was foreshadowing and symbolic to the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans coming back to their true heritage as being Hebrew Israelites and serving Yahweh Shai and repenting and keeping the commandments. Then he has mercy and he takes us back. Okay? Even though we were being adulteresses by serving all these other gods. So modern day, if this happens again, this is your modern day dating of how a man actually gets you to be his wife. Just by courting you, you know, you serving him, and then him taking you out, spending money on you. And he says, hey, I want a commitment from you. You need to be my woman now, and you can't be for nobody else. You're now his wife, man. That's it. Okay? So he says, thou shalt not play the harlot. Playing the harlot means having a roster, going out from man to man to man, a cock carousel, being a prostitute. A lot of y'all don't know that modern day, you're actually been prostituting. Dating is key word for prostituting, because you're having multiple men pay to spend time with you and hopes to sleep with you and have sex. It becomes transactional. And then you don't want to stay committed to them, and you go and you do it for another man. So that means you keep getting money out of these men. And some of them is paying your rent, giving you money here and there. That's prostitution, man. Okay? So you come to a man of the Lord, you're shooting your shot, and you're coming to him, and he starts, courting you, and he decides that he accepts you, and he's spending his hard-earned money on you. You're his wife. That's how you get a man. It says, thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man, so will I also be for thee. This is the modern day, basically how marriage takes place. The way it's supposed to be, though, in the ancient times, the ancient world, the father would arrange that and set it up. The father would go meet the mother's father and the dad's father. Both would meet with each other. And then the son or the dad would pay the father, some money, and or give him land. They would make a trade and say, all right, so hey, this is the mentality you women gotta have. All right, and you got to stop, trying to go after other men and having all these rosters. A lot of y'all are going to have to humble yourself down, and you got to dump all of the ways that the norm has told you how it's supposed to go. A man is supposed to approach you, offer you to do this, buy this, open up your door. Everything, if you notice, if you pay attention, it's surrounded to a man bowing down and serving you. Like simple acts of open up your car door has been labeled as being a gentle man. No, man. That's servitude. This man is serving you. And you get out, you open up his door. This is the person you're talking about is supposed to be saving you, right? And giving you protection. You better treat him like he deserves to be treated. A lot of y'all be like, oh, well, you didn't get up this morning and cook me something. And a man's like, well, you didn't get up and give me no head or nothing. See that as a meme. But hey, it's everything's catered to surrounding serving a woman. Let me buy her a house. Let me, open up her door, take her to dinner. Let me do her. What is done for a woman to do for a man? Even the damn holidays. Mother's Day, a woman gets showered with all these gifts and flowers and all this shit. Father's Day come around, you don't get a damn thing but a card. Like y'all don't go out your way to do nothing for men. You think everything's supposed to be done for you. Why? Because you're in a country that has been created off of worshiping certain gods, and women worship is one of them. So this is why the concept of monogamy has happened, man. But yet we read in Isaiah 4:1, 7 women are supposed to be fighting over one man. So it's supposed to be polygamy. And then you have this jealousy too. You think, a man is your possession. No, you are a man's possession. You don't own no man. You're mine. You can't be nobody else. No, we're yours in a sense. You have your own husband, but you got to share. So that's another thing you got to dump is that jealousy. You're supposed to be bringing him another wife. You're supposed to be like, I need some help with what's going on in this household. I'm bringing you another wife. And she's going to be my sister. And we're going to handle this shit together as a team. That's the way it's supposed to be done. So you got work to do, women. You need to learn how to submit, shoot your shot, come to a man, and you got to dump that jealous ass spirit. Learn how to serve your husband and be as Ruth was to Boaz. So that's it on that, man. Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, Tasha's truth and will well, and sight to see, hopefully, person is truth and honesty, sincerity. Shalom.